What is the difference between hair trimming and hair
How to
maintenance?
grow
Let
your
me show
hair
you
long,
that
thick from the root to the
as you
ends.
walk with me this early morning. He's loving what you are saying. You see that tip? Gorgeous. So, my beloved sister, I want to tell you the difference between hair trimming and hair maintenance. As you can see that picture that I'm showing you there. In most cases, people wait for their ends to have that look before they trim. The ugly story about that is when you are having that look on your hair, thinning, scanting, weak, before you realize it is time to trim your hair, you have experienced a lot of breakage already. So in order to avoid that, you do what? Hair maintenance. Now, hair maintenance, it is when you don't wait for your hair to be thinning, to be obviously weak, and you just take the tips off. While hair trimming, it is when you know that yes, something has gone wrong somehow, somewhere, and you have to take care of the mess. So for one or two reasons, I don't know, when your ends is weak, you bring problem to the roots, because when you want to break, it's like, oh, if I go down, you go down, you break from any other place. So this one that you are seeing, you see how the tips is very scanty. That is when majority people realize I want to trim. And you see these pictures or the video on YouTube, see people hair good looking from the root to the ends, and you don't know the reason. They will tell you go and trim your hair, it is time to trim your hair, but they don't talk about the difference between hair trimming and hair maintenance. So now you might ask, what exactly do you do to maintain your hair? It is what I am doing, as I earlier said. If you look at my hair now, it is not weak at the tips, and this is the first time I'm trimming my hair now by maintaining it after a year and a half since I cut down my hair. Okay, so for the fact that there is a little bit of one or two things, you see that somehow there is something very little, but it's not obvious. You are the only one that is seeing it. It's not obvious for anybody to see. Then you just take it, maintain it, and by taking it away. Okay, you maintain it by taking it away like that, in order not to give chance to that damage at all. As I earlier said, when that damage is visible, your hair have suffered already. Okay, now you might ask, when is the right time to maintain hair? Some people trim their hair 4 times a year, which is 3 months, 2 times a year, or every year. But for me, I don't think it should be routine, because my two kids, you see, their hairs are very long. My two kids spent more than 4 years before I touched their hair with scissors for the first time. It was almost 5 years that I touched their hair with scissors, because their hair was always healthy. Okay, so that depends on the language your hair is speaking, because our hair does not speak language throughout the year or throughout the month. You might just go a whole 1 year, your hair will just be beautifully doing well, that it doesn't need to be disturbed with scissors. And it might happen you have a crazy moment, you handle your hair well and bad, you apply bad product, or out of laziness or tiredness, you handle it roughly, it will just within 3 months, that breakage and that incident of setback will just what occur. So before you trim your hair, you look at your hair and understand the language that is speaking, then you know what to do. Because if you want to put it routine, every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, it might happen your hair does not need what anything to be taken away from it, and you will just what go and disturb it and just slice it away. And it might still happen that your hair experience damage because you are waiting for 6 months, because you are waiting for 9 months, or once in a year, 3 months. You will wait too long before maintaining your hair. I don't know if I'm making sense at this point. So because of that, you look at your hair and understand the help that it needs in order to make life easy for you. And I used to do a regular trimming, like routine trimming, when my hair was, I have not yet cut my hair a little bit down like this because my understanding was very little then, but it doesn't really help me. As I was doing that, my children's hair got to a point that they were more longer than my own. That me, I was almost 2 years natural before, even more than before they started their natural hair. Okay, so what am I trying to say? Look at your hair and see which language is speaking. Now, another thing I will say, let you know, praise Master Jesus. So another thing I will say, let you know when to know exactly that your hair needs maintenance. When you are combing your hair or you are detangling and working with it with your hand, you will feel that the separation of the tips is somehow tangled and dragging in itself. Okay? Okay? And especially when you are taking your braiding down, you are detangling it. So you are detangling it, you find that the tips, it more resist a little bit. That means they have married each other. It's a sign that you need hair what? Maintenance. So when you are combing your hair wet, you see the tips somehow it is not bouncing back or coiling as quickly as the rest. So you know that yes, you need to take it down. And when you are still braiding your hair, you find out that the tip of your hair after the end of your braiding or twisting, whatever you are doing, it is very thin or a little bit thin. You know that okay, that thinness you need to take it away. Okay, so those are the signs to do. The sign to know that your hair need what maintenance. You can see my hair as you are watching.
It's my shepherd.
It is very what
I shall not want.
healthy.
You made me to line
So
in a great
I
pastor.
hope this one
And lead me
help
beside the
you
still water.
grow
You
your
restore my soul
and
and lead me
base.
the path of righteousness. Though I walk to the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. The rock and the staff that comfort me. Thou prepare a table before you and me in the presence of the witchcraft in our family. Thou anointed our forehead with oil, just essential oil. Our cup run over. Surely, surely, goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life, and you shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever, ever, as you continue watching my video and subscribing and like it. To pray this prayer. Every good liar boasting against your destiny, against your next level, against your moving forward, in the mighty name of Jesus, receive the stone of death. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray for you. Every power boasting against your goodness, against your health, against your moving forward, against your star, your prosperity, your healing and deliverance, in the mighty name of Jesus, I release that stone, that stone of David. I release it onto your head, your unprotected head. I say die by fire. I say die by fire. I say die by fire.